Peace and love. Peace and love. Sister Nzinga here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Flowing and Growing with Sister Nzinga. Oh, our YouTube channel is to help you emancipate yourself from mental slavery. You know, we're no longer in the things where we have chattel, they call it chattel slavery, where you got chains around your necks, your legs, all that kind of stuff. But there is a mental slavery that is going on. And I want you guys to remember what happened to us way back in the day. And then remember what's going on like right now. So thanks again to everybody who has been watching and sharing and caring. I've been getting some new subscribers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. So new people are listening, people are sharing and caring. So, all right, so here we go. So, when we're born to, and we have a certain memory that we have, and we're supposed to remember what we came here for. And then remembering those things, what we came here for, that is remembering our purpose, because we all come here with a purpose. You know, back in the day, they used to give us names, and our names would describe what our purpose was, because we were more spiritually in tune to, to ourselves and to the world, to be able to know and decipher that type of thing. But now, there is a thing that you are supposed to remember where you came, or like what you came here for. And so, because of the situation that we've been in, where we go to the school system that's been set up by them to have them to teach us what they're supposed to teach us from kindergarten up to 12th, it's really a programming. It is a what's the word I want? Um, it's a programming that we're getting from kindergarten. I say actually from preschool all the way up. Because I did a video talking about that, how, the same old songs, I'm in my 60s, the same old songs are played, the same books are being used, the same information, and things have changed, and we have found out that certain things are not true, or are true, or have been lied or misconstrued, or wasn't really told the full truth. But those things have not changed in the presentation of what they're trying to teach our children in the schools. So those things are not changing. And so why aren't those things changing? Because of things are changing, all that should be changing too. But like I said, it is just a programming that we're put into for those years to give us a certain narrative, and they want you to understand that this is what life is about. This is the history of America, and so forth and so on. And as we know, it's lies. It's lies, because they are not giving us credit for all the things that we have done as a people, that we have built things, we have created things, we have made mostly useful things that we use today are made by us as a people. We created jazz, we created hip hop, we created soul music, R&B. We created many things, but everyone likes to use these things that we created, but they really still do not want to give us credit for it. So what I'm saying is that I want us to remember. So like, well, where's your memory? Have you forgotten? And now that you are alive and you're living your life, and I imagine you're probably at least in your 20s or so, watching my videos from 20s, so from anywhere to 80 years old. I hope that we have that age range of people that are watching. So what I want you to do is to think about these things and think about these people, because we still are, or because of our mental slavery, we are still thinking that this is just a perfect world, and that we have a nice government that's doing things for us, and we have mayors and city council people, and we have governments and presidents and stuff that have the interest of all America at heart. But the reality is that we know that's bullshit. And I'm saying that's right. That's bullshit. That these people are not good for us. Even the teachers and the doctors are not even on up and up. Everything's about business and making money. And so we have this conglomerate of this is bits and pieces of these people, that have used their wickedness to get to be greedy and to be able to have more money than anybody else has. And they're the ones who are running the things, making business, because that's what happens. We have this thing called lobbying, and that's in the politics world. Well, a lobbyist is nothing but somebody who's going to say, look, if you do this for me, I'm gonna do that for you. I'll give you this amount of money if you do this for me. So really, so when you see that kind of stuff that's going on, and this is real, y'all, when you see that kind of stuff going on, that really the election may not really be what it really is, based on who the voters pick. It's based on the folks that provide the money. So anyway, but I'm saying that the point I'm trying to make is that I want us to remember that this system that is in place, when we were growing up, 40, 60 years ago, we thought that it was just very nice. We had good teachers, We thought the government was doing something. The government, my mayor was this, and so on, so on. So, but now we know that it's not. And so we have to look at the things that have been happened to us. Just say if we just go back as far as first of all, when they said that the slaves was freed, you know, it wasn't. They said that they were free, and then it never got to the South, and then the North and the South had a war about it because one of them wanted to keep the slaves, one of them wanted to let the slaves go, during that war and so forth. And then when they said this, well, let us free, was supposed to get 40 acres and a mule, meaning that okay, you're free now, but you have to have something to be able to start with. So 40 acres and a mule, that's like you got land. And see, this is, you hear this what I'm saying? This is what is so important. I've been trying to tell people now. I bought me some land. I didn't. I got some. Well, I ain't gonna tell you all my business what I got because these people listening. But I got mine, and we all need to get ours. There's nothing more important than owning some land. That's why these people go into other countries and they go and they steal the land. Like they did so many places when they said the bombing was down in New Orleans, and they was really just trying to get the land down there. Now they did the thing in Hawaii, and all they really want to do is get the land from them people over there. I mean, so this has put me off a little bit, but this is really it's some reality about it. That the land is so important. So back then when they was gonna give us 40 acres and a mule, that was important. So you could survive because if you got land, you could grow your own food, you could raise your own cattle. You can do this, you can do that. With your land, and you won't need anything from anybody. You would need to you could provide your own food. You could have the wood there from the trees to make your own shelter. You would have food there to eat, herbs. You have medicine for you to survive off if you weren't feeling well. I mean, so the importance of land, owning some land, is so important. It's not important for us to have these material things, but see, that's just part of the game. They give you this idea and say, okay, well, you be driving a Mercedes, you need to be living in this kind of house, you need to be paying for this, you need to be wearing this, that kind of bullshit. I mean, they got it's like they got cell phones that cost $50. They got cells that cost $5,000. They got refrigerators that cost $500 when you get a refrigerator that costs $5,000. I mean, but they make you think that if you have these fancy things that you're the it, and it's not true. We as a people, I know that we have worked hard and we've made our ways, and and want to be able to have nice things. But if you care about yourself and your children, so this is what it's about. It's the future of the children. If we don't want them to be going through the same things that we're going through, then we want to be able to make things change so it could be better for them. Because I really not want my grandchildren. I have all grandsons. My grandsons growing up in this world where they treating all these black people so bad, and we just continue to tolerate this bullshit. I ain't for that. So I'm busting my behind trying to make some change so the world's a little bit better, or at least to inform and educate my grandchildren so they know what they're dealing with. Because a lot of people really don't want to accept the fact that what they're dealing with. And that's what I'm talking about. We would not accept the fact that we are dealing with some people who really don't give a damn about us. We have to think about it. These are the people who back in the day, they used to lynch us, cut off our heads and put them on sticks and put them on the highway so people just see it along the way. That all the different beautiful towns that we had, communities that we built, we had our own bakers, our own lawyers, our own clothing stores. We had our own everything, seamstress, barbers. Remember and I think it's 3, 4, 5 of them. I think that we've learned that they came and they just burnt them down. These are the people. These are people that's doing these things. It's what the government has allowed them because they've gotten away with it. What has been done to those people when they burnt down all those things? Those communities that we have built. Nothing's been done. What about the ones when Martin Luther King was fighting for for freedom for black people, and equality, and they to come and just even when there was even children involved, and they stick the water hose. That water hose from the fire truck is very powerful. It's like somebody punching you out. They put the water hose on the people and even on children and sicking dogs when dogs biting the hell out of us. This is the kind of society that we live in, y'all. And even on up to even we can just say on up to now, how that they shoot first and then ask later. How they bust into somebody's house and tell them that they bust into somebody's house and tell them that this was a mistake, and here they never killed the people and it's just a mistake. How even to this day, I was so pissed off with that thing. I can't stop talking about this thing in Ireland. So it's not just in America. These are white people all over the place that really hate black people just because of their skin. And I'm telling you, I would not have been that parent that would have set the hell down and allowed that to happen to my child. I would not let that ceremony wouldn't end until my child got her medal. Remember, I don't know if you saw, but it was about 15 children, and they did something nice in a little gymnastics something, and they went by and was giving them all little medals to go around their neck. The little black girl was the 5th or 6th little girl, so they went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gave them all medals. When they go to the black girl, they skipped her, and then gave all the rest of them something. What the hell was that? So even to this day, this kind of stuff has happened. We have so many things even to this day that, now they got this dumb thing called Karen, and female Karen and male Karen. Why do we accept that bullshit? So when we talk about ourselves, oh Lord, here come another Karen. No, we need to shut that shit down. We need to shut that down and stop letting them people think that they can come and approach us and say anything to us whenever they feel like it, whenever they want to. The boy who works for one of those companies delivering stuff, how this man with a gun shot at this man. He's up here just delivering packages to these white people, and they shot at him, and then they get away with it. I mean, I'm saying this just got to go. So I want us to remember, y'all, we are in a situation where we have to remember. If you don't think about the reality of what you're in right now, remember, where's your memory at? Remember, these are the same people. This is the same government that they allowed that shit a long time ago, and they even allow them up to this day. And they said we supposed to be free. No, we ain't free. When they could treat black people like this just because we black. Do you understand that? And then then beyond that, they say that they're doing certain things, and black people will be affected first. Just like they got the black people, they always die in the movies first. They still have that kind of shit on that the black man dies first, black woman, black man dies first in movies. That's just a signal thing that that's something you should pay attention to. You should pay attention to. That's a mental something that imprint that we have in our heads that we just know all the black people are going to die first. Like, why do we keep doing that? Why we allow that to happen? Why do we allow this stuff to happen? This is just not. I'm sorry, my notes are down here. I want to make sure that I get all my points across. Why do we allowing this kind of stuff to happen to us? The lynching, it's and so on. It's even existing up to this day. That I think they just found some young lady lynched. They told me that she committed suicide. Come on, y'all. I hope that her parents have looked this stuff up and see this kind of stuff went on after slavery. So this is after we was enslaved, but without our consent. After we were slave, then they say, okay, we so-called free. Okay, and then what they start doing? They start lynching us. They start doing all this different negative stuff for us. They don't do us. And then the fact that this is the kind of stuff we have to pay attention to. The way the laws are set up, they know mostly the black people do. What they got society. Everybody do drugs. I won't say everybody, but a lot of people, majority of people do drugs. So it depends on what you call a drug. Because of marijuana drug, cocaine drug, crack drug, meth drug. They got it that each kind of drug is labeled a certain thing. This black people do smoke this. White people do cocaine. Poor white people do meth. I mean, so this is what they put in the minds, and people just fall right into it. Just like with this damn hip hop. I'm digressing for a moment. But this hip hop music, how they had just taken our music and have destroyed it. It was a message that we was bringing messages, trying to help our people. We was to empower ourselves to do something. And now you will listen to this music and stuff on about bitches and give me some sex and all this kind of stuff. We allow it. We just need to stop listening to that shit. We allow it. And so if we approve it, we use it, we use those names, we do those things to ourselves, then it's like, so then of course they're going to say, well, hey, y'all do it to your own self. But we try to talk about, police brutality. What do people come bringing up? Oh, well, what about the black on black crime? But see, we don't know that there's so much white on white crime. There's Chinese, all these nations of people be doing stuff to each other. But they don't report that. You don't see that stuff on the news. You don't see that the white man's killing a white man, but they report that it's the media that they're in control of, and of course, when something happened to us, one of us killed one of us, they show it. And most of the time, when they kill us, then when something else goes on, if it's a black person, they're gonna definitely say it's a black person. But if it ain't a black person, that's doing it. They don't even say nothing about what the race of the person was. Like all these people who's going in there shooting up all these schools, all that kind of bullshit. So I just want to say that these are things that were done to us after slavery, and they continue to do these things to us just because we're black. And so y'all think about that. Think about your memory. What are some of the things? Talk to your parents. What are some of the things that your parents experienced? It used to be just, I know my parents went to school. There was one school for black children, and they had many schools for other people. There was one high school that the black people went to. And so they have done bad things to us and degraded us for so long. And the problem is that we have allowed them. We continue to use the terms that they use to describe us, that we're lazy, we this, that, and the other. We know we ain't lazy. That's not who I are. There's some of us that they have created to be like that, but there's some in all people that are like that, who don't want to work and are lazy. So, okay, but my point I was going to get to was talk about the stuff with the drugs. How the laws changed after a period of time. I don't remember what year that this shit happened, everything. But, it's a stiffer law for marijuana than it is for cocaine. Now, you don't know cocaine costs a lot of money. In cocaine, you sniff that stuff up and then, you just go wacky, whatever it is. That ain't my thing. But now, if a person gets caught with marijuana, you get more jail time than you do if you get caught doing something else. If you get caught with cocaine and something else, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I'm not gonna be able to answer that call. So I need to finish with you guys. This is more important. So it's harder when we the laws that are put up in place. There are more stiffer for the stuff that the black people use. I mean, and we use it because we put it in our damn neighborhood. Crack and all that kind of stuff. But pay attention to that. The laws are stiffer for us when we do it. And then they have the laws, that the 3-thing law, certain things are felonies, and it's mostly the things that black people do, those small crimes, whatever they do. But there's a felony, so that means the brother can't get a job, he can't get a passport, he can't do this, that, and the other. So these things are in place to keep us down. Y'all, don't you see that? So so remember the long time ago how they treated us. They ain't doing no different for right now. It just looks differently. That's why the mental slavery that we're in right now, that we don't think that we're enslaved. But if you're involved in this system in any way, you are enslaved. You are a slave to their system, because that's the way they have determined it to be. And it's not that we are not doing well. It's not that we don't have money. But, we had to take our money and put our money where things that are more important for us as a people. And so when it comes to this brother, I listened to something the brother said, and he said that we got the dollars, but we just we need more sense to go with it, because black people got money. If you look at us all across the board, we be buying shit, but that's the problem. We be buying shit. We ain't buying no land. We ain't buying no houses. We ain't buying no property. We ain't starting no businesses. I mean, I can't say that we're not. Okay, so let me correct myself. But the majority of us are not. The majority of us are buying into this system, thinking that if I drive a Mercedes, I'm cool. I'm still living at home with my mom, but I'm riding a Mercedes. Okay, where are your values at? What the hell you think that you need a fancy car and you ain't even got your own damn pot to piss in? Like what kind of thing is that? See, the mentality of society, it's mental slavery, y'all. It's mental slavery. We think if we got an iPhone, you got people around here some people we know that they really, not financially stable, but they got an iPhone. I mean, come on. Why would you spend a phone as a phone? You need a phone for making phone calls and so forth. But, we got to have the iPhone, and we got to have the latest. So I just want you to think, because we got the dollars, y'all, but we got to put some sense with it. Okay? It is important for us to support our own. It is important for us to support our own. And even though sometimes you may not get the best service, but honey child, you ain't been getting the damn service from the white people or these other people for a long, long time, but we still continue to go back to them. So give your own damn people a chance. So remember, y'all, we're still dealing with the same people that enslaved us a long time ago. It ain't them, but it's their ancestors. And it's the system that was in place there. Then it's the same system that is in place right now. So please, remember who you are. Remember what you're dealing with. Remember where you come from. So take your dollars and use them with some sense. Because it ain't that we poor. We got the money. And so, like I said, the laws have been set up against us. So many of us have been falsely accused, like those brothers that in that New York thing. That was so disgusting. Where that woman, she was just trying to get some political pull, and for her, she was running for some type of office, and she accused those black men of doing that, and they did not do that to that white woman. They did not, and these men went to jail for 20-something years or 30-something years, each of them, and then they're gonna come out and say, "Oh, we're sorry." Fuck that. What you mean you're sorry? You ruined my life. So anyway, guys, I'm just saying, remember who you're dealing with, what you're doing. And remember who's looking out for you, who got your back. Remember where you came from. Remember what you're here for. Remember to love yourself first. And remember to put God first in everything that you do, y'all. All right. I'm going to stop howling, y'all. I get so excited. I'm just... Woo, boy, we got to do better. We got to do better. But we are doing better, too. But we got to, just collectively, we have to do better. Collectively. So God loves you, so do I. Peace and love.